What's going on, Miami Hurricanes fans? Welcome to Bye Week Friday. Yo, no game tomorrow for the Canes, and depending on who you ask, some people are relieved. Some people are a little depressed because that means no Canes football tomorrow. I am one of those people that kind of falls in the middle, right? Because, again, that means no Miami football tomorrow, but at the same time, we can watch the rest of these games unfold carefree. There's some big-time matchups going down tomorrow, and we don't have to worry. Stress-free. I think the fans, do we all agree here? I think the fans needed this bye week as much as the team needed this bye week, because after the back-to-back close games, the Virginia Tech and the comeback against Cal in California, my heart couldn't take it. So honestly, I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all about having a bye week right here. I'm right there with you, Swag Kane. My heart needs a week off. Salty Rand says, I needed to recover. That's right. That's right. And really think about this. Think about how crazy this is. We are halfway through the regular season. We have played 6 of 12 regular season games. Now, obviously, we as fans, as Miami fans, have much bigger dreams and aspirations for this team, but we're strictly talking about the regular season. And what we are going to do, what was that? What we're going to do? Man, pre-pubescent Coop popping out there for a moment. I am 34 years old, by the way, about to be 35 next week. Wow. We are going to preview, we're going to hit on the high notes. All right, we're going to hit on some of the important things with these games coming up. And we're going to take a look at the final 6 games on the schedule. And we're going to try to decide tonight, right now at this point in time, which game or games we believe will be the toughest. We're talking the most difficult for this Miami Hurricanes team. Because at this point, at the halfway point of the regular season, we should have a better idea of what this team is and what they're capable of, what they're not so good at. And the same applies to all of Miami's opponents here as well. And there's going to be several factors, of course, that go into this. But we are going to hit on some high notes. You guys are in luck. You guys are in luck tonight. You want to know why? You want to know why you're in luck tonight? I made one of my famous slideshows, aka one of my PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, they told me when I was in 6th grade, they said, Coop, you're going to use this, whenever you get older, so make sure, put this PowerPoint presentation together, get up in front of the class, present it, and here we are. 20 plus years later, we are doing it. So you guys are in luck. I have a PowerPoint presentation prepared special just for the college football family tonight. So how is everybody? Yo, how is everybody? My intention, look, was not to take off the bye week. That is basically what happened. I know I'm live right now, but it's Friday. It's the end of the week. My last upload was Sunday for the walking and venting. Just quick explanation. Basically, my kidneys bothered me like 2 or 3 days this week. I mean, like to the point of where I had to take quite a bit of medication and just like lay in bed. And I lost 2 or 3 days this week due to just kidney pain, to the point that I couldn't upload, I couldn't stream, and I lost all motivation. And in a way, you could look at it as a good thing because it was the bye week. It was the bye week. So good timing, I guess, but kidney stone has still not passed. I had an ultrasound on my kidneys yesterday. They will update me next week. Welcome to the American healthcare system. They will let me know next week how the scan looked. So let me know how you guys have been. Let me know you're safe from the hurricane. And we are about to, we're going to get into some football talk tonight. It's going to be fun. Dolphinator, good to see you. Garrett Durst, my man Zach Jones. We're going to see what he says about Georgia Tech tonight. We're going to see. John Bird, with the 58 months on the Canes fan membership. Hardest working man in the room. Been with you from the start, buddy, and will be here forever. I think the world of you, and I love the hate that comes when the Hurricanes are doing good. It's all about the you. John's been with me for a long time here on the channel. Thank you for the love, John, and that's level 2. That's level 2. Copagal in the building. Crip in here. Salty Ran, always hitting them with it. Did you guys see the San Francisco 49ers players doing that yesterday? Did y'all see that in the Seahawks game? That was pretty wild. It's taking over. It is taking over high school football, professional football, college football. You literally had a Florida State recruit in his Hayes Fawcett edit hitting this. It is his edit for his commitment to Florida State. Yo, I know that Cam Moore did it before he was at Miami. That seems to be the big, controversial thing online. Well, Cam Moore did it before he was at Miami. Yeah, but nobody noticed it then. It didn't really take off like it did now. Now that he's on, a big national stage, he's playing for an undefeated Miami Hurricanes. Now everybody's doing it and everybody's talking about it. It just is what it is. You can't deny that. Nick Snyder in here. We'll talk about Wake Forest. Patty Snow, Vito. I appreciate y'all for being here on a Friday. Jacob, Mr. Rex, Sub-Zero, what's up? People do hate Miami. Loro, Straight Street 6, Derek, I appreciate y'all. Blanket thank yous. Not trying to skip anybody. I don't know. We're going to talk about a game we might do a watch party for tomorrow, Soggy. Good to see everybody seems to be safe and sound. Yeah, it's not fun, Kyle. Ultrasounds are not good to diagnose kidney stones, right? They've already diagnosed the kidney stone. So they did CTs and stuff for that. The ultrasound is just to check for inflammation of my kidneys to make sure that it has went back down. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Wish you were 35 again? I don't know. 35 going on 65. I don't know. Are we playoff contenders? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it tonight. So we're going to go game by game. Here. Let's not play around. Screw it. Let's just jump into it tonight. The people want to get into the football talk, and I'm here for it. So we're going to go game by game for these last 6 games. Just hit on some high points. Obviously, there are way more stats than what I'm going to put up here in just a moment. But we're just hitting on the high notes, and then we'll talk about each one of them. What I really want to try to do is figure out which game we as a fan base, and this community specifically, feels like is the toughest game left on the schedule. So let's just go ahead and jump in, and we'll take a look at Louisville here. So Louisville coming up off of the bye week next week for the Canes. This team is currently 3-2. They have losses to a ranked Notre Dame, 31-24, and SMU, 34-27. So both of those losses were only by 7. They were close games. Nobody has blown Louisville out. We all know that they have the transfer quarterback. We know it's year 2 under Braum. 15th in yards per game. 14th in passing per game. But get this. Hey, I appreciate you, Aaron. I got you. Yeah, man, I appreciate you. 62nd in rushing per game. So obviously this is a team that likes to throw the ball around. Nobody's really surprised about that. 21st in points per game. That's not bad at all. Likes to stretch defenses vertically and keep opponents on their heels, which is a tad bit worrisome for Miami. Because let's be real. Miami's defense has been playing pretty good overall. I mean, I saw the graphics and stuff coming up praising Guidry, and I do think that he deserves that. But Miami has been bad about giving up explosive plays, right? And USF kind of gave the blueprint. Cal went and kind of exploited that even more. Big explosive plays, roll their quarterback out. Go tempo, go fast, keep Miami on their heels. and it does tend to give Miami a hard time at times. So Louisville kind of has the recipe going into this Miami game. But Miami gets an extra week to prepare for this matchup. Now, here's the debate. Here's the debate amongst Canes fans. Is that a good thing? Or is that a bad thing? Now, I understand that on the surface, that is a good thing. I mean, we have an opportunity to have Jalen Rivers back. I still don't know about Damari Brown. What's up, MS79 Canes fan? I don't know about Damari Brown because there's just so many rumors about Brown. Yes, he'll be back for Louisville. No, he won't play at all for the rest of the season. He'll be back in the postseason. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but, there'll be another week for Bain to recover. Yes, we saw him last week, but he has a bye week, so he could be even fresher for Louisville and ready to go. Jalen Rivers should be back. So it's a much needed bye week, especially given the fact that this is an away game. We have to travel to L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium. Sorry, I don't know why it cracks me up every time I say that. It feels unnecessarily long whenever I say it. L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium. So it is an away game. So Miami definitely needs it. This is still an offense that I'm a bit worried about. You going to this game, Swag Kane? Heck yeah. So, like, be honest. This is a judgment-free zone. This is a safe space. Canes fans, now that Louisville has lost 2 games to Notre Dame and SMU, but again, both by 7, are you still concerned about this game? I ask that question because in the offseason, Louisville is one of the games that most Canes fans did have circled. This is a team that went to the ACC Championship game in 2023 but lost it to FSU. Brom attacked the portal once again, and they started out strong, but they've lost 2 in a row. They were 3-0, now 3-2. They are no longer ranked, so this is not going to be a ranked matchup. And in fact, unfortunately, when we look at the remainder of the schedule, Miami does not have a ranked opponent on it as of tonight. Louisville would have been the only other ranked opponent. They are no longer ranked after their back-to-back losses, so that's kind of a bummer. We don't, as Canes fans, look, our schedule is a bit soft. We know this. We don't hide from it. It would have been nice if some of these other teams could have did their part and remained ranked and undefeated, but it is what it is. We cannot do anything about that. That's out of our control. So are you concerned with this team? What's up, Greg? This one's probably a shootout. MS79 Canes fan says yes. Workforce says with Cam, any shootout means we have a chance to win. Good point. Good point. After a 25-point comeback against Cal, I think Louisville is probably better than Cal overall. But you're right. When it comes to a shootout, I know Miami can put up points. Miami can put up points for sure. Okay, Sub-Zero says definitely concerned because it's our weakness. Chase and Mason says just as concerned as you were at the beginning of the season. Okay, Jacob's still very much concerned. The 2 teams Louisville lost to are currently ranked 11 and 25. Exactly, and they were not blowouts. I try to really emphasize that, Cypher. It was 7 points, and SMU has a high-powered offense. We've seen it under Rhett Lashley. And Louisville kept it within 7 and maybe even could have won that football game. Win out and we're in. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll talk about which game you're most concerned about. But just getting an overall vibe check feel for Louisville. I am not as concerned about this game actually as I was at the beginning of the season. Because I expected this to be an undefeated Louisville team. I thought that they were going to beat Notre Dame. I thought that they were going to beat SMU. I'm not saying that the Cardinals are world beaters by any means, but I was a little more concerned with this. They have some holes. They do have some issues. Again, we know a lot more about Miami now as well, and we understand that, the Canes are capable of putting up big points. But Louisville is not a bad football team. Again, don't let the 2 losses fool you. This is still going to be a tough game, I believe, away. And again, depending on who you ask, does that bye week actually end up helping Miami? Or does the bye week curse continue? Because all joking aside, the Canes have not won off of a bye week under Mario Cristobal. So that is an issue. Are they going to be prepared mentally as well? Not just physically, but mentally. Can they get up for this game? Can they stay locked in? I hope so. I hope so. Agreed, but I still think Louisville is close to the team we thought they were. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Secondary needs to tighten up. You're concerned about every game. Fair. Concerned with every game. That's a good point. Good point. I'd be more worried about Louisville than FSU, and that's hilarious. Yeah. What about the weather? We'll find out. So that's just a quick little preview on Louisville. Let's kick it over to the next game after that. Hold on. Let me get a drink of water for this one before we kick it over. Hold on. Because we know what comes after this one. Now listen, if any of this stuff is misspelled, I put this together 30 minutes before the stream. Just as a heads up. I thought my kidneys were going to hurt too much. I didn't think I'd be able to stream tonight. 30 minutes before, I said, screw it. We're going live. And I put these together half an hour ago. Just as a heads up. What's going on, Katie? Next up. Wait a minute. What happened to the logo? That looks different. I think it bugged or something. What the heck is up with that? Does that look different to you guys, or does that look normal? I think Photoshop bugged out or something. It's probably because I was in a hurry and maybe it like drug it over. You know when you like shift click and it doesn't maintain like the aspect ratio or whatever the technical term is for it? I don't know. Maybe it slid over. I don't really know what's going on with that. But anyways, next up on the schedule, after hopefully Miami is 7-0, they take on the 1-5 Florida State Seminoles, whose only win so far this season, believe it or not, is over Cal 14-9. A team that put up 38 points on the Canes. Unbelievable, right? Sometimes the math just doesn't math when it comes to college football. Wow. Now, Nick, I know you're an open and honest fan, so you know I'm not dogging Florida State. These are just the real stats here. 128th in the country in average points per game, coming in at 14.8. Keeping in mind, I know y'all already know this, but just as a refresher, 134. That's 128 out of 134 when it comes to average points per game in the nation. Woo! Now, hold up. Hold up a minute. Let's skip down. A couple here just a moment. Lost to Clemson after starting quarterback Brock Glenn, but was actually closer than many thought. I mean, it was still a loss by 16 points, but is Brock Glenn the future for Florida State? They finally sit Doo-Doo DJ for, various different reasons. Depends on who you ask. Obviously, he's got some things going on. A lot of things going on, as a matter of fact. But this is a Florida State team that now has a different quarterback. So could they start to look a little bit different this season? The season is beyond saving for Florida State for 2024. I mean, you're 1-5. There's no shot. I mean, even if you ask a realistic Florida State fan, they're maybe winning 2, maybe 3. 2, maybe 3. Just saying. Just being 100% honest, no trolling, shooting you straight, being real. Winning 2 or 3. But let's kick it back up here. Second to last in yards per carry at 2.2. Run game, non-existent. Can't put up points. We all know this, but we have to talk about it. Poor tackling. Defense has given up too many big plays. This just looks like a complete polar opposite team compared to what they were in 2023. And again, Jordan Travis played a big part in that. They had a lot of guys who departed for the NFL, and it is what it is. But here is something that I definitely want to mention. This is a home game for the Canes, so this is going to be at Hard Rock. It is a rivalry game, though. And I know that it's that same thing people say every single season. I just realized, is it just me, or does this look like bacon under his eyes? That looks like bacon to me. Like 2 strips of bacon? I know I can't be the only one that sees that. Good to see you, Tropical. I'm reading what you guys are putting. We'll catch up on the comments. I am hungry. I'm hungry. I did try today that what's that new thing at McDonald's? Oh, what's it called? The chicken burger. What's it called? The chicken Big Mac. I tried the chicken Big Mac. It's actually pretty good, y'all. It's McDonald's at the end of the day. It's freaking McDonald's at the end of the day. I don't know what the heck is actually in it. It's McDonald's, but the chicken Big Mac was pretty good. I got to be honest. I like it better than a regular Big Mac, like with hamburger meat. It was actually pretty good. What's up, Sage? Sergeant Sluggo, I see you. Soggy, Alex. But here's why I mention it is a rivalry game. Think about everything that went into last season. And Miami plays a freshman quarterback in his second ever start against a team that played in the conference championship. No matter how good or bad you think the team was, no matter how much you want to talk about maybe some various different players being a little gimpy in that one going into the Miami game, it was still at Doak. And this was still a game that Miami only lost by 7 last season. We have to acknowledge that. So I say that to say this. This is a bad football team. And by bad, I'm not talking about the good kind of bad. I'm talking about this is a bad football team overall. But Miami cannot afford to overlook the Seminoles coming into Hard Rock this season. I think that Miami gets a win. Overall, as a fan, from a fan perspective, I'm not worried about this team. But they got to lock in. Because this is one of those games where, okay, hold up, Coop. Don't even say it. Listen, if we don't beat this team by like 3 touchdowns or more, I'm actually pissed. This will be the game where obviously escaping with a win is still a win. I always say that. Winning's better than losing. I don't care if it's by 1 or 100. I just want to win. But we better beat this team by like 3+ touchdowns. I'm being for real. If this comes down to Brock Glenn, Brock Glenn versus Cam Ward, Miami better go big. 10-14 is all right. 10-14 is acceptable. I'll take it. I'll take it. But this needs to be one of those like what they did to us at Hard Rock a couple years ago. The game that I went to. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to mention the numbers. It needs to be that kind of game. But you do have to be careful because rivalry games can surprise you. And Miami fans as a whole, I don't speak for the entire fan base, but me as a Miami fan, I'm still kind of like sitting back and I'm like, is the game going to happen? Is that still a thing, or is Miami past that now? Because typically the Virginia Tech call would not have went Miami's way, but they survive. The Cal game, traveling across the country, down 25. Oh well, There goes Miami losing an ACC game to a new ACC team as of 2024. There was the game. Miami survives. Is that still going to happen this season, or has Mario got those guys right? And it's not going to be a thing this year. So the Florida State still scares me a bit, far from the most difficult game left on the schedule. There is no way you could label this as the toughest game left on the schedule for the final 6 regular season games. There's just no way. For now, you're only thinking about 7-0, and that's fine. But we're just doing some hypothetical. This is just to discuss, right? I always say, anytime I bring up other games, and I'm not calling you out, Orlo. A lot of fans say, hey, I don't want to talk about Duke yet. One game at a time, 1 week at a time. I love that mindset, and the team has absolutely adopted that mindset. I think that it shows so far. But as a fan, I don't actually affect the outcome of a game, so we look ahead a little bit for fun. It's just for fun, right? But the team, absolutely, for sure, they have to be 1 week at a time, because we barely beat VT and we barely beat Cal. But a win's a win. A win's a win. Am I right? So let's move on to the next one. This is where some of y'all might start to get worried. I don't know. You tell me. The big, bad 5-1 Duke Blue Devils. Derek Johnson says Duke is trash. Scraping by in 2024 overall. We're speaking overall here. But a win is a win. That's what we say, right? A win is a win. But this football team is giving up 151 rushing yards per game. And for reference, I give you Miami's number, which is an average of roughly 90. On the opposite side here, their run game ranks 113th in the country when it comes out to average rushing yards per game. Not that great, 113 out of 134. But we all know a lot of eyes are on Malik Murphy, their young quarterback. This is a team that tends to struggle in the first quarter of games. They seem to kind of get it together, not always, obviously, and there are exceptions, but we're talking overall here. They tend to struggle in the first, and then they start to get things rolling throughout the game. They kind of build up some momentum, and then they start to pull it together. I do want to note that they have to play both FSU and SMU before Miami. So this could obviously affect their mindset a little bit. If SMU comes out and puts, 40 plus on these guys, they might be like, okay, hold up a second. Maybe we're not who we think that we are. And you have to factor in it's Manny Diaz's return to Hard Rock. I mean, he's going to be extra fired up. He feels like he was done dirty, so he wants to come in and make a statement. He wants to stomp on Mario Cristobal in his house. So I don't know. How do y'all feel about Duke? They just lost to Georgia Tech by 10, 24-14. But Manny started out 4-0. We should actually want Duke to beat SMU. Agreed. When we're talking about strength of schedule, yeah, because SMU should be a ranked opponent. That would be a big upset for Duke. Yes, can I be honest? I want Duke to keep winning. I want Duke to keep winning because if we look at our other opponents here, Louisville, 2 losses. Florida State, 5 losses. Georgia Tech, 2 losses. Wake Forest, 3 losses. Syracuse, 1 loss. Okay, 1 loss. So Syracuse falls in there with Duke. We need Duke to keep winning. Just not when they play the Canes. They've scraped past bad teams. And you're right. I mean, you're 100% right. This is, again, that's the theme for this Manny Diaz team. Just enough to get it done in most cases. Like, they beat Elon 26-3. Nobody cares. You play Northwestern and you go to double overtime, but you win. UConn, you win by 5. UNC, you storm back, but you get by, winning by 1. And finally, it just wasn't enough against Georgia Tech. The best team that they had played on their schedule up to this point was Georgia Tech. I think we can agree on that. And they lost. They lost by 10. So outside of it being Manny Diaz's return to Hard Rock, which Manny does not suit up. He's a coach. He's on the sideline. There's not a ton to be worried about with Duke. They can't run the ball. They have a young quarterback that should get rattled. I think fans will turn up and show out at Hard Rock just to do it in spite of Manny Diaz. I'm serious. I think they will show up for that game just to try to rub it in Manny's face. And that's okay. That's part of being a fan. Don't worry, Miami will pay off the refs again. You're right. You're right. We have a blank check, and that's exactly what we do. Death knows your name. Man, you're right. Guilty. He caught us, guys. He caught us. You should probably report that to the NCAA. All right. Next up. If it means anything, Georgia Tech's crowd had Duke's offense rattled multiple times. Murphy threw almost 2 picks due to it. And I think Hard Rock will be rowdier than that, literally for the Manny Diaz return. Don't you agree, Zach? Like, let's be honest. I really think that's going to be one of the more packed games. There might be more people show up for Duke than they show up for Florida State. Because of Manny Diaz. Which is so funny. Heck, if I was picking a game to go to, I would want to go to the Duke game. 100%. Yeah, man, that's where I would want to go, is that game. Because that's going to be wild. Let's keep the trash talk coming, though. I like it. I like it. We're at the halfway point of the season. When you can win, you can talk. We are allowed to talk a little bit. All right, so you guys don't seem scared of Duke. Okay, now at the end of this, here's what we're going to do. We're going to poll it, and we have to decide which game or games, if we want to rank them, we think are the most difficult at this point in time. Obviously, this will evolve and change in the coming weeks as we see them play even more teams, but we're talking about tonight. No way Duke going to have more people than FSU. I don't know. If FSU continues to lose and Duke can beat Florida State and SMU and it's Manny Diaz's return to Hard Rock, I see what you're saying, because that's an in-state rivalry game with Florida State, but people want to see Manny lose at Hard Rock. Don't downplay that. I'm telling you, you might be surprised, but we'll see. Because you are right. It is Florida State at the end of the day. You know, you're right. But I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see the turnout, like official attendance between Duke and Florida State, and which one's bigger. If Manny beats Mario, the fan base will be in an uproar. Absolutely. It won't matter if Miami wins every game minus Duke, goes to the ACC championship, and makes it to the playoffs. People will never forgive Mario for losing to Manny. Never. Yep. Exactly, Connor. That's why we like it. So next up. Which logo is this? Zach, which logo is this? Because I know that Georgia Tech uses that more like gold colored GT, but it's too stretched out. So I like the one that has the yellow jacket on it. Is this considered like a retro,
this is what it takes,
old school logo?
to where the
I used this on purpose because it just fits the image better.
Co-op dig up Cardboard Manny and do a fight skit with Cardboard Mario.
Great idea. I actually do have a skit in mind. I have a skit in mind for that game, Tropigal, and I think you are going to love it. At least I hope you do. Tropigal, I will sit you atop your throne. I know that you can't see it when we're on that screen, but let me sit you up there so you know you're there, right? And thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. I have a really funny skit planned for that week. Really, I have something planned for Louisville. I have something planned for Florida State. I have something planned for Duke. I don't have anything for the final 3 games just yet. But the Duke one's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. No, but he's tried to eat the cardboard Mario Cristobal. I don't know why. He chews on his knee. Yeah, I like it better. Let me find this, because I know that your actual logo, I just want to show it to compare the two. I mean, you guys are all college football fans, so of course you already know what it looks like. But funny enough, thank you again, Tropigal. Thank you for the 5. I like the old logo better. It's probably too busy, right? Because if you want to apply this to apparel and stuff, it's the yellow jacket. He's got the wings and the antennas and the stinger and multiple, all these different colors in it and stuff. This is much more just kind of, what's the word? Minimalist, simple, GT, Georgia Tech. But I just personally, from a Miami fan, I'm also an old school guy, so I like all the retro logos. I like the old Sebastian logo. I love the retro stuff. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Did you see my comment about other content creators talking about your skits? I did not. Where, was it on a video? Oh, you're talking about here on the stream, Katie. Let me know. Let me know. So let's talk about Georgia Tech. Hold up. Let's talk about this Yellow Jackets team that many maybe crowned a bit too early this season. They're sitting at 4-2 right now, with a loss to Syracuse, which, by the way, was a close one, 31-28. And then they lost to Louisville 31-19. The win over FSU doesn't look quite as impressive now, because that was a week 0 game in Ireland against a ranked Florida State. And this was a Georgia Tech team that was just super physical, bullied Florida State up and down the field. And people said, watch out for the Yellow Jackets. But it turns out Florida State is just not a very good football team. Now, does that make Georgia Tech not a good football team? No. This is still a physical football team. This is a team that has a quarterback who leads the ACC in completion percentage at 74%. He's threw for almost 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. But here's where it gets interesting, and somebody please feel free to fact check me, because the more I look at these stats, I don't know if I believe it, so don't quote me on it. But this is what I was finding whenever I saw it. Second in the nation in sacks allowed, and 116th in sacks generated. That's not good. Right? No. Right. Hold on. I flipped it. Wait. Hold on. Let me reread my own writing. Second in the nation in sacks allowed. That's good. 116th in sacks generated. So not getting a lot of pressure up front, or at least not getting to the quarterback and sacking him. So actually the first one, yes, exactly. Right, so pass rush looking a little sus, as the youngins say. Correct, Zach Jones, correct. Good overall, though, at times at stopping the run, it seems. Secondary has been a little weak at times. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is an away game. This is in Atlanta. This is supposed to be the revenge game for the Canes after the knee debacle in 2023. Obviously, this is a scenario where I don't think that you really, all joking aside, put more importance on any game. But this is a bit personal for Mario Cristobal. Let's be honest.
Coop.
Eric! Thank you, Eric, for the 2. I appreciate you. How you been, Eric? Thank you, my man. Happy Friday, bro. So, I mean, this is pretty accurate, right? Good at stopping the run. Makes the secondary. It stresses the secondary a bit with the limited pass rush, right? Makes a ton of sense. With that being said, that's got to be very worrisome for the Yellow Jackets going into the Miami game, because you have the Great Wall of Maryville. You have Cam Ward, who is lighting it up, still in talks for potential Heisman. So this one's going to be really fun to watch. The King versus Ward showdown in Atlanta. Revenge game for Mario Cristobal. But is this the most difficult game on the schedule for the Canes on this stretch of the final 6 regular season games? Is it? We have 2 more to go, so don't make your final decision yet. Don't make your final decision yet. What's up, Brad Jones? Pretty good? Good deal, Eric. That is funny, Katie. They said I'd never be caught in a dress or never doing skits. All right. That's fine. Do your thing. Do your thing. I want to forever be remembered. I want my legacy, Katie, to be that was Coop, the crazy guy. Yep, you guys remember that crazy Canes fan, Coop? Man, he was wild, wasn't he? He was a little off his rocker, but he was a funny dude. That's what I want people to say. I am crazy. I want people to remember me that way. I don't want to put up monotone, just reading off stats style content, and that's fine. That's fine. If you do that, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not me. Not me. Let me turn the page on my notes here, and let's take a look at this 2-3 Wake Forest team. This is apparently a team that can only beat other teams that are based out of the state of North Carolina. They have beat NC A&T and NC State. I'm assuming that NC A&T is a North Carolina team. Is that correct? NCA. I'm not actually trying to hate. I just don't know. That's the Aggies, right? Yes. So North Carolina A&T. They're in the Colonial Athletic Association. No hate. Just looking. Just doing a little bit of research. So they beat 2 teams that are based out of the state of North Carolina. Yo, listen. 125th in the country in yards allowed per game at 460. 460 yards per game. They have given up at least 30 points in every game except one, which was in the game, you guessed it, NC A&T. 30 points in every game so far this season, -1. So 4 out of their 5 games. The defense is just not good. Our luck, somehow we lose the Wake Forest game. That would be typical Miami of the past. Wouldn't it, Jacob? And that's what we're hoping this Miami team avoids, you know? This is definitely not going down as the most difficult game remaining on the schedule. Yes, they are called the Aggies, Tropical. I did not know that. Didn't know that. Hard to face a bye and a Demon Deacon. Maybe. Obviously, the team can't afford to overlook them, right? The team can't afford to overlook these guys. And we do have, whoa. Let's be honest. We have our second bye week before this game. Before the stretch of the final 2 games, Wake Forest and Syracuse coming up after this, Miami has a second bye week. So if you are a believer in the bye week curse, let's say Miami comes out next week and they lose to Louisville, you might put this down as an automatic loss because you believe that it's the real deal, like it's a real thing. And you guys think that I'm making a joke, but I'm not. So you can't send a super chat. It's all good. You know, no pressure, Sub-Zero. You know you don't have to. You know you ain't got to, my man. But as far as why it's not working, I don't know. I'm not sure. You're worried about Louisville? We're going to talk. We're going to get to what you guys think is the most difficult. After we finish up, we have one more after this. Yeah, that's what I heard as well, Nick. So it makes it kind of interesting having the double bye week. I personally would like to be a fan of it, assuming that Miami can show that they win off of bye weeks. Because again, the reality is, we already said this, it's common sense, but it's an extra week to rest and heal up and prepare. So you'd like to be excited about it. But I'm one of those people that's not superstitious. Some of y'all don't believe me, but it does worry me a little bit, and it's more so just the mental prep. That's what worries me about it. I don't actually believe in all this weird, crazy stuff, but mentally I can get it. Like, you're on a schedule, that you follow each week. Typically, the only thing that changes is the kickoff time for the game. You follow a very strict schedule, and then you have a bye week, and it kind of just throws off the feng shui, the timing, it feels weird and off. And that's how it feels to me this week, even as a fan. So I can't imagine as a player who preps for the game plans, practices, works out, like the bye week feels like it'd be kind of like it'd throw me off. Yeah. But ideally, Caesar, you are correct. Technically, the placement of the bye weeks is great. Miami traveled to Cal and survived. They're going to be mentally and physically exhausted. Now, they have a bye week. It should be great timing.
Hey, Co-op. I hope you're pulling for the Ducks tomorrow. I'll be at the game, and I am currently in line for college game day. I sent you some pics on
let's
Twitter.
Go.
Go Ducks.
Daytime
Go
Cheese.
Kings.
Daytime Cheese. We'll try to take a look at it here in just a moment, actually. Hopefully you're able to get in Ohio State and Oregon, number 2 versus number 3. I can't cheer for the Ducks, though, Daytime Cheese. But I know you got to do your thing. You got to rep your squad because you attend. Makes 100% sense. Makes 100% sense. But me, I can't do it. Thank you, Daytime Cheese, for the one. Miami has the easiest schedule in the country, but they will not win a playoff game. Ha 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 ha. Okay. You'll find that all most Miami fans care about is continuing to win. The opinions of opposing teams' fans when it comes to strength of schedule or how they feel about Miami's wins or losses doesn't really matter to us. I love the trolling. I'm just letting you know. What's up, Jay Gooden? Because I will talk about teams on the schedule, but I don't get super invested in any other team. Like I don't kind of follow them religiously and tweet about them 24/7. If you go to my Twitter account, it's like 90% Miami, 5% my dog, and then 5% other teams if we're playing them that week. As long as Miami's winning, we don't care, bro. We don't care. Welcome in, Melissa. You have missed the majority of my PowerPoint presentation. I worked on it so hard for 30 minutes before the stream, Melissa. I'm just messing with you. Good to see you. Part of that statement is true, however. Do you think the U is back, honestly? Right now, no. I'm just giving you a hard time, Melissa. I'm just playing. No. Again, you're not back until you can win a championship, and in my opinion, consistently win championships or at least be in the talks. Right? Like Miami needs to, for multiple years, be competing for conference championships and be in the college football playoff conversation. Because other than that, you just can't really say that. Like, you know? But that's just my opinion. Generator got you online. Welcome in, Killer Kane. So nobody's scared of Wake Forest. I get it. But here's where we might see the tone change a little bit. Maybe not. Like I said, this is a safe space. So be honest. Syracuse. Miami finishes the regular season going up against a team that at the time of this live stream is 4-1. Their only loss is to Stanford, which was by 2 points, and they survived a ranked matchup against UNLV, winning by 3. I'm going to skip ahead, and I'm going to tell you why this team does worry me. They're 14th in the country in yards per game at 479. But check this out. 3rd in passing in the country. 3rd in passing yards per game in the country. And again, we're talking about a Miami team who is playing decent, but is guilty of giving up quite a few explosive plays through the air specifically. This is a team that likes to throw the ball a lot. Quarterback Kyle McCord, the transfer from Ohio State, has thrown for over 330 yards every game so far this season. Over 1,800 yards through the air, 17 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. And 6 interceptions is quite a few. I guess it's not a ton, but it's quite a few. But that's going to happen when you take some chances, when you're throwing the ball around quite a bit. Kyle McCord has played better than I expected, just personally, just from my opinion. But let's also be honest. They're 3rd in the country in passing yards per game, but they're 114 in rushing. So they're not great at running the ball. They can pick you apart through the air. Decently high-powered offense. This is an away game in New York to finish up the season. They have to play Pitt, which is an away game for them. Virginia Tech, Boston College at Boston College. They have to travel to Cal. And UConn. They get back-to-back home games to close out the season. Okay. Now I do want to end with saying this team is not a team that creates many turnovers. Syracuse, I think, has outperformed what I expected from them. And again, when looking at their schedule, I don't know. Their schedule is interesting because Pitt's being kind of sneaky good. How many more games did they lose before they play us? 1. Maybe 2, maybe 1, maybe 2. I think maybe 1 or 2, and I don't really know. Like I don't know how you pick which ones. Someone had asked how many interceptions does Cam Ward have. For a comparison, he has 5. He has 5, but he has 20 touchdowns and 2,200 yards. So that's 3 more touchdowns and about 400 more passing yards with 1 less interception, if you want to directly compare McCord and Ward. And again, these are hitting on, if you're just tuning in, good to see you, Pensacane. Welcome in. These are just hitting some of the high notes. Some of the things I specifically wanted to bring up. We can dive much deeper than this. We could look at rushing yards for some of these quarterbacks, talk about if they're a dual threat or not. You can dive much, much deeper. These are just hitting on some of the high notes. Just a quick preview. We're at the halfway point. We're at the halfway point of the season. So I figured we'll go game by game, see who we think is the most difficult. What's up, Javier? VT? Ward clears McCord easily. I 100% agree with that. Yes. Ward is definitely the superior quarterback when comparing the two of them. McCord does have experience. And Syracuse is not playing bad football at all. They're 4-1 with a 2-point loss to Stanford. That's why I'm here, troll Miami fans, because they're the worst in the country. Bro, I love the trolling. You know you're welcome here. Did you break your curse? You did, Melissa. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the team, and I'm proud of Melissa. So that's my little PowerPoint presentation for the final 6. Hold your applause. I know. Hey. Hold your applause. Half an hour before the stream started, a lot of work went into that. So which game, if you had to pick one out, which game would you say at this point in time? I know it's a loaded question because there's so many factors you have to put in. More games must be played. Like, I get it. Out of all of them, which one do you think is the most difficult? Before I read any of them, because I don't want you to think I've been influenced by what you say, I would have to say Syracuse currently at number 1, honestly, purely because of their passing game. I'm not really worried about teams that can successfully run the ball. I think Miami can handle that. I think the D-line, as long as they, stay healthy, Ruben Baines back in there fully healthy, I'm not really worried about that. I would be a little concerned with Syracuse's passing game, and probably a close second, and this might be an unpopular opinion, is still going to be Louisville for me. Because I think a lot of people are going to overlook them with their back-to-back losses to Notre Dame and to, I just had a complete brain fart. SMU. Their back-to-back losses to Notre Dame and SMU. But Braum is still going to have those guys ready to play, and they also like to throw the ball around. 14th in the country in passing yards per game. So two teams that like to throw the ball quite a bit. They have decent quarterbacks. I think it's fair to say that. I'm not going to overhype them, but decent quarterbacks. And they would probably be my biggest concern. Florida State, you have to be prepared and ready to rock because it's a rivalry game. But let's be honest. If we're looking at how these teams are performing, Florida State's just not playing well this year. Duke has a young quarterback that's going to be rattled. Not super concerned about it. He has, some issues. Georgia Tech would fall in that number 3 spot if we wanted to rank them. Like if we really wanted to get down to the nitty-gritty and rank it game by game, it would be Syracuse, Louisville, Georgia Tech. So, let me think about this. Syracuse, it'd be Syracuse at 1 for me. Then Louisville. Georgia Tech, Duke, Florida State, Wake Forest. I'm more concerned with Duke than I am Florida State. Just personally, right now. Louisville can score. You're right. Louisville can put up points. Yep, they sure can. Why would the cardiac change at this point in the season? Cardiac canes change at this point. Just embrace it. My heart can't take it. If they win, then it's fine. If they win, it's fine. But Duke could be emotional. You had to factor that in. Yeah, I'll take a look at it, Zach. We'll take a look. Maybe, Melissa.
This is what it takes.
Maybe.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Hurricanes going undefeated.
Javier, thank you for the 2. That brings up my next question.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
That brings up my next question.
Louisville is the big concern for me given that I have not seen much evidence for fixing what needs to be fixed in the short term for right now.
And you freaking nailed it, Pensacane.
We ballin', boy.
The way you just finished that up. Not much evidence for fixing what needs to be fixed in the short term. Now, Miami did have the bye week, luckily, that we would, again, I know, broken record Coop, but we would hope that would play out in our favor. But you're right. You're 100% right. Pensacane tying the top spot up there with Tropical. Thank you for the love. I'll put you up there. Well said, and I get it. It's the same thing for Syracuse for me, but I'm hoping that that's the final game of the season. That's game number 12 of the regular season. So hopefully, but no matter what, you have to make some assumptions here because we don't know if injuries might happen. We don't know if some of these teams might drop off a cliff or maybe some of them start playing a lot better. They could get it together. So we're just talking about right now. Soggy Supreme with the 2 months, just seeing what this does. Appreciate the love, Soggy. How is the hoodie? Melissa, Soggy won the Hoodie Girl hoodie. And everything was paid for courtesy of Bobby Samarco. And I believe he received it. He did receive it. You like it? Let's go. Heck yeah. Somebody else out there rocking the Hoodie Girl hoodie. I hope the defense doesn't get complacent because they know they can spot the other team 25. Yeah. Yeah, definitely can't have that happen because then you would believe that eventually it's going to bite Miami in the booty. You can't really lean into that and hope and rely on it, right? You're 100% right. I've been seeing you in here, Dion. I appreciate you, bro. Pensacane, I'll put you up there. So I have 2 questions then. Which team left on the schedule do you believe is the biggest challenge for the Miami Hurricanes? Of the remaining 6.
This is what it takes.
We're just opinions.
I am not saying this is a championship team at all, but we are heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Are the Hurricanes back? Only the next 5 years.
Thank you, Keith. Keith, thank you. That's the number one question that we get asked by outsiders. I don't mean that in a negative way. Just people that aren't Miami fans is always, are y'all back? Is Miami back? As soon as I see family, they say, is Miami back? Coop, is Miami back? Are they the real deal? And my answer is the same every time. Not until Miami is consistently winning championships, whether it be conference championships mixed in with national championships, whatever it is. Got to be consistency. It can't be, I'm just being real, it can't be a Florida State type scenario. It can't be Miami wins the ACC this year and then we fall off a cliff in 2025. Like, that'll make fans happy for a little bit, but then they'll forget all about it the next year if that happens. So which one? Which one? Thank you, Keith. I'll put you up there as well. Tropigal, Pensa. And Keith, I gave you mine. Syracuse, and then Louisville. And then I have an even tougher question for you. Yo, I got an even tougher question for you. Everybody else, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Miami, we get there when we get there. Exactly. Yeah, man, we're big chilling. We're big chilling. Louisville would have 3 losses right now if Georgia Tech special teams weren't on crack that day. They beat us by 12 and we let them score 17 off of our own mistakes. I feel you. I feel you. What's up, Moonlight Meat? But it's tough, man, right? Because, I mean, a lot of football is making the most off of the other team's mistakes. That's also one side of it. And they took advantage of that and they put points on the board. I got to give it to them. What's up, Chavez? But that's for me. If Miami gets by Louisville, they will be straight. Okay. Hit that super sim on the season. Can't lose to FSU. True. Okay, Sage says we beat Louisville, though. All right. Louisville and Duke. I don't know. Is there anything at stake for the Louisville game? I'll be 100% honest, Chris. I'm not entirely sure. I actually don't remember. Pizza? Oh, if there's a pizza party on the line, then that's something serious. So my next question. Hold up. Let me set these guys. Let me put these guys and gals up here up top. I want to make sure I show them some love. Oh my gosh, is this gonna fit? It's gonna be many. Hold on. Did you guys notice the spooky the background, by the way? Pensa, are you okay if I shorten it to Pensa? Everybody knows who Pensa Kane is. And Keith, we know it's Keith Parker. We know it's Keith Parker. I'm only aware of one Keith in here. Pensa Kane, Keith Parker. Did nobody notice the spoopy background or the cobwebs or the pumpkin? I'm trying to be festive here. So my next question is this. And I'm not asking you, listen, this is not a trick question. I'm not going to go back and screenshot it and be like, look, Patty said this. Look, Moonlight Meat. No. He said this. He promised this amount of wins. That's not the point. This is purely hypothetical. This is for fun. We have a bye week. I just want to know your true thoughts and feelings at the midway point of the regular season. Do you think 12-0 is a real possibility? Yes or no? Because my full season prediction was 10-2. It was 9-3 back in March before spring football, and I changed it to 10-2 the week of the Florida State game before Miami kicked off. I said 10-2. So now that there's 6 games left, I have to ask myself, where do 2 losses come from? Because I thought that Miami was going to lose 1 game in this 6-game stretch. I personally had Miami losing to Virginia Tech. And I think that's fair, Melissa. 10-2 is the floor. But at the end of the day, we do have to remember football is played by fellow human beings, which means mistakes happen. No matter how good we think we are, think about how difficult it is to go undefeated in college football. Think about how only 1 team in the country is going to win the national championship. So will it be us? Could it be us? Could it be the Miami Hurricanes? Man, could Miami go 12-0? Even I struggle to answer that question. Because we can play the little game like we just did where we go game by game. And I can talk myself into 12-0, no problem. Absolutely no problem. But then I can play devil's advocate and say, Miami played from behind against VT and Cal. And even though they got it done, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty. And all it takes sometimes, I'm not being negative. Again, this is all hypothetical. Nobody really knows. All it takes is the ball not bouncing our way a few times, and you can lose a close game. All it takes is when Miami was trying to storm back in that Cal game down 25, thank freaking goodness they did it. But all it takes is Cam forcing 1 ball on one of those plays. An interception happens. Cal milks more time off of the clock. It's too little too late. 12-0. Miami will lose 1 game. And so you don't even have to be specific, because I know that's such a tough question to answer. It's an impossible question to answer. Dion says, had us at 10-2 as well. Now 12-0. There are some people that I want. Look, I don't do this often, and I don't actually care, but I'm just saying. There are some people on my full season prediction that told me I was smoking crack for thinking that Virginia Tech game would be close. And then as the game got closer, I said, you know what? They might be right. What was I smoking? And now it ended up being close. I need to revisit that video. But that doesn't feel good. That's what I always tell people. I'm not going to dive into this, but that's when I say it's a lose-lose in my shoes, because I don't feel good going back to a Miami fan's comment and being like, hey, bro, I told you that Miami was going to struggle in that game and it was going to be close. I'm a Miami fan. I don't want to go at a Miami fan and say, I told you that Miami was going to have a hard time in that game. Because then it just makes me look like I'm not a fan. You know? But that was my loss. My loss in my full season prediction was Virginia Tech. And who else? Louisville, right? Did I say Louisville and Virginia Tech? Hold on. Heck, now I done forgot. I know it's before any snaps are played, but it's for fun. So many people take it serious. It's just for fun, man. I'm just curious to see who I gave us losses to, because I legit forgot. Okay, yeah, that's what I had. So before any football was played this season, so we had no idea what any of these teams looked like, I had Miami dropping a game to Virginia Tech and a game to Louisville. I had them struggling with the bye week curse after the first one, but then getting it together in the second half of the season. So that's what I had. And boy, that Virginia Tech game ended up being close, and the Cal game even closer. But I am proud of the team, man. I'm proud of the team. It actually doesn't bother me as much as it does some people that they had to fight and claw their way back, because they did fight and claw their way back. It showed a high level of confidence that Cam Ward has. It shows that these guys, trusted the coaching staff and Cam Ward and their fellow teammates, and they got it done. They got it done.
On the side of your helmet.
Louisville Duke and FSU feel like trap games. Also, if anyone sees me on TV tomorrow, let me know.
I'll keep an eye out for you, Daytime. I'll keep an eye out for you. Appreciate the one, bro. Our backfield is about to be back and healthy. They desperately need Damari Brown. Absolutely. What's up, Kane for life? You've had losses to Cal and Florida. Yeah, but see, that's why I tell people, Melissa, if you get it right, you do get bragging rights. Like, it's only fair, Like, I always say it. It's like blindfolding yourself and throwing darts at a win-loss board for each game, and whichever one it's closest to, that's what you put. Because you can say it's an educated guess. You can say you know football. But until you watch the teams actually play in the season, there's no way you're going to know. Who had, like a perfect example, who had Florida State 1-5 right now? Not even Florida State's biggest haters, a.k.a. a lot of Miami fans, would have had the Seminoles at 1-5. Not a lot of Miami fans, even ones that wanted to believe, would have had the Canes at 6-0. But if you get it right, if you're lucky, it's still kind of cool to brag about it. Still kind of cool, I think. Man, when I had my ultrasound done earlier this week, the ultrasound tech noticed my Miami hat, and she goes, "Oh, did you go to Miami?" And I was like, "Nah, I wish I didn't go there." But I was like, I talk about Miami Hurricanes football on YouTube. And she goes, "Really?" She said, "I need to." She was asking the channel name, and she said, "My husband was an analyst under Al Golden while he was at Miami." And I was like, man, I forgot. I should have had her give her husband my information, because she said, "Let me tell you, my husband has some crazy stories that he could tell during his time under Al Golden." And I was like, man, I could always go back. Would that be weird if I'm like, I need to speak to the ultrasound tech? It'd be like, can I get your husband's phone number? Would that be weird? Oh, no, it might be weird. It would have been cool to bring him onto the show. You need to talk to her. Yeah, no, the stone's still there, Tropical. It's not weird, it's about football. That's true. Good point. Coop, you can have one of my degrees as an honorary degree. I'll take it. I'll put it right beside the U, right there. We'll frame it. So I did want to ask a question as well. This is not Miami related. We won't be live much longer. This is going to be a shorter stream. But I did want to go live. I didn't want to miss a Friday night stream. Do you guys want to do a watch party for a game tomorrow at all? If you say no, it's fine. I was thinking about going live maybe for the Ohio State-Oregon game. We went live for the Bama-Georgia, and we'll have a handful of people. It won't be, the 1,500 or 2,000 like we have for a Miami game. But if I'm going to be watching it, why don't we go live and watch it together?
Hokies' losses don't seem too bad. Vandy beat Bama. Rutgers is 4-1 and they clobbered Stanford away. Also, Cal traveled east to beat Auburn in SEC Stadium.
Yep.
Not making excuses, but these weren't garbage teams that troubled us.
No, you're 1,000% right, Pensacane. Thank you for the big 20. And that's the interesting thing, is it's easy to look at the surface of this thing and be like, well, hey, look at Virginia Tech's record. They played Miami close, and that's ridiculous. And you're 100% right. You're 100% right. They lost to Vandy, but they took them to overtime. The same team that beat Alabama. And Rutgers has one loss, and even their one loss was what, by 7 to Nebraska? So the context matters, right? Like the additional details. So you're 100% right. And after we beat that booty, I want those teams to win the rest of their games. Help us out. Make that win look a little more juicy, a little better. You know? Thank you, Pensacane, for the big 20. You crazy man. Texas versus OU, Florida and Tennessee. Now, last time I did a live hangout for Florida, Tennessee, I said there's no way Tennessee loses this game, and they lost the game. I think that was last year, right? Cal gives Pitt their first loss tomorrow. Wouldn't that be something? So I don't know. I thought it would be kind of funny because as a fan base, we could poke fun at Ohio State. No offense, Cypher. But if Oregon beats Ohio State, it would be kind of fun in here.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
How about Colgate versus toothpaste?
Dude, what? Say what, Keith? I'm more of a Sensodyne guy myself. I grind my teeth, so I need to, rebuild the enamel. You know what I mean? Not sure if that was the question. But, yeah, Sensodyne. Sensodyne. I know a lot of people want to do Texas, Oklahoma. I'd probably do... What time is that game? Oh, that's a 3:30 game? I'd probably do the night game. Yeah, I'll be honest. I will be watching this game, but I'd probably do the night game instead. I'd probably do the... Because Ohio State... I think Ohio State and Oregon is... Okay, yeah, that's 7:30. Both could be relevant because Miami sitting where they are, especially this, because 2 or 3 is going to lose. As a fan base, I know we agree that we're not big on the ranking. We're all kind of in agreement that we're like, it ain't no big deal. Just win. But number 2 or number 3 has to lose. Just like when Bama and Georgia lost. One of them's got to go down. And it's relevant because, well, it's Ohio State. And, I'm looking, and I really don't see any Ohio State fans in here. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, I don't see any. I don't see any. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll try to do one. But I appreciate the participation tonight. So there are a lot of fans that believe that 12-0 is a real possibility. And we're all over the place with the most difficult game remaining on the schedule. All over the place, and that's okay. They're going to drop us for a bye. That's fine. That's fine. Have a good night, Keith. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the love tonight. It feels weird not doing a call-in show. That's why I didn't want to throw off the vibes. No Friday stream would be weird. Weird. You'd love to hear my thoughts on that? On Texas and OU? We'll see. I know Zach was wondering about Georgia Tech. Who y'all have left? You better not lose to North Carolina. It's unacceptable for anybody to lose to North Carolina at this point. James Madison puts up 70. No. Duke came back and beat them. No, you can't lose to North Carolina. Chapel Hill at noon. They're playing that game on the CW? What is this? What actually is that? I'm not making fun of them. I don't know what CW is. It's becoming more sports oriented. New network for North Carolina. Interesting. Boy, we'd be scrambling for links. What's up, Jenny? We'd be scrambling for links for that one, wouldn't we? Their scoreboard looks bad. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. All right, so quick look here at Georgia Tech. Zach wanted to know thoughts. 4-2. You beat North Carolina. You have Notre Dame at home. Or no, that's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Never mind, that's not Bobby Dodd. We had this conversation. That's Mercedes-Benz. I mean, it's in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. So as long as Yellow Jacket fans are still hype over the season. Tech and Blacksburg. Miami sandwiched in between byes. NC State and Georgia. Hold on. Let me do some quick math here. How they give you one game in between your bye weeks? That should be against the law. What? So you travel to Blacksburg, off, play Miami at home, off, and then do 2 games. And you played week 0. That's kind of messed up. That's legit actually kind of messed up. What's up, C-Note? Okay, so I would say North Carolina, W. You cannot lose to Mac Brown, or I will actually go in a little bit, Zach. I will make fun of y'all pretty hard if you lose to Mac. I'm serious. So I'd say win there. Beat Louisville by 7. Was the NIU one kind of a fluke? I mean, 16-14. I hate Notre Dame, though. I hate Notre Dame so much. Oh, I remember that, VT. Yeah. Let me pass. Let me pass for just a second. Virginia Tech. Yo, your schedule is really difficult to figure out. Because, again, Virginia Tech is better than 3-3. 100%. Like, if... Why? I'm overthinking this. If Drones really dials it in, you're probably not going to like the Drones versus King talk, but Coop, we play Notre Dame next season? Perfect. I wish it would have been this year. Georgia Tech can beat Georgia. I think Georgia as a program is getting close to just complacent. It could be. They're having a lot of problems off the field as well. Okay, I'll just go out on a limb and I'll say North Carolina win. Notre Dame loss. Miami loss. NC State win. I'm still going to say Georgia loss. I'm hung up on that Tech game, that Virginia Tech game. Because I kind of almost want to say Virginia Tech can win. That's in Blacksburg. They're pretty tough. I'm going to say 6-6 or 7-5, but I can't ride the fence, right? I would say 6-6 with losses to Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, Miami, and Georgia. And that's a tough stretch, man. So that means you beat North Carolina and NC State. 2 of your next 6. But I could maybe be talked into giving Georgia Tech a win over Virginia Tech. But I don't know, man. I don't know. So for me, the ceiling, if I'm trying to be realistic, I'd say 7-5. Currently sitting at 4-2. But you could go 6-6. Which is, I know it's got to be disappointing for y'all, right? I hope Zach is still in here. That has to be disappointing. Because Syracuse was close, so you're thinking, okay, hey, and then we come out mad, pissed off, beat up on VMI, and then a bunch of self-inflicted wounds. Louisville takes advantage of it and beats you 31-19. So yeah, that's where I'd be at. Yeah, I think I take VT at home, Dion. Yeah. So I think I say 6-6. I'm just being honest. But y'all could you could win 7. Georgia Tech's capable of 7. Yeah, I agree, Alex. I agree. We just need to focus on us. Yeah, and I mean the team is focusing on the team. Like, I'm not worried about that. I think they're focused, but I love college football in general. So I enjoy having these conversations. It's just kind of fun. It's relevant since we play them. I know, Jenny. I hate the up and down. It's about 75 here during the day and about 40 at night. That's a 35-degree drop. In the day, I wear shorts and a t-shirt, and at night, I have on a flannel and then a hoodie on top of it, plus fleece-lined pants. No, I ain't tried the Krabby Patty yet. I opted for the chicken Big Mac instead, but I will try the Krabby Patty. I will. Secret formula. Gotta try it out. So that's all I really got tonight, y'all. That's all I really got. What's up, Sheldon? You have something called natural insulation, aka body fat, a lot of it, so cold doesn't affect you. Well, I'm 6'7", tall, tan, and handsome, so unfortunately the cold does get to me. Yep. But yeah, I hope y'all liked the little PowerPoint presentation, the slideshow, just a quick little, preview, just a couple little stats here and there, the remaining 6 games, the open, honest, real conversation, talking about teams that maybe we would be a little worried about as fans, and just kind of chopping it up for a couple hours. 90 in San Fran, that's crazy. Thought you were 5'11". No, y'all haven't. Look. Hold on. Let's go to Alex Dono's Twitter. You know Alex Dono? Speaking of, do you want to know who followed me the other day? This is not like some kind of flex because someone followed me on Twitter. I just think it's funny. Ed Orgeron. I hope he doesn't see my old videos because I used to make fun of him. Remember whenever I would get on here and do the accent? And I was all pissed whenever we... Because I know his son is like, on the staff. He's doing like analyst things and different things. I hope he don't see those old videos. I better not post them up on here on Twitter. I got to be careful. Oh, Ed. Good grief. Yeah. I don't know why Ed, it must have been an accident. I don't know. Or maybe he's just following Miami people. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I popped up and I was like, Ed Orgeron follows you. And I was like, it must be a troll account. No, it's the real deal. It's the real deal. Let me scroll through Dono's Twitter. Let me see. He reposted this not long ago. Dono posts a lot, though, so let me see. I'm scrolling. I can't leave it up, guys, because I'm on Twitter, so there's a chance there's boobies. And obviously, I cannot show boobies on here. The other day, we were at Target, and my wife's trying some clothes on, and I'm just chilling, sitting out there, waiting for her to try them on. And I open up my phone. There's people, on each side of me. Just boobs, just right in my face. I'm trying to hurry and cover my phone.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Hold on, I'm still scrolling.
What's up, Canes fam? What's up, Coach
Corey!
Face with open eyes and hand over mouth, palm down, hand medium dark skin tone, palm down, hand medium dark skin tone.
What's up, Corey Gray? Thank you for the 5. We're actually wrapping up. I thought tonight was fun. I did most of the talking, but the chat was popping off. We were having a good time, man. Thank you for the love. Happy Friday. We made it. Stress-free Saturday. That's exciting, but also depressing. I know Dono tweeted that picture of him and I. I just don't remember how long ago it was. I'm still scrolling. Hold on. Hang with me. No shot. It was this far back. I see Melissa pop up multiple times. Well, I guess I look like a big fat liar. Because I can't find it. I don't know where it went. I was going to prove it. Yeah, I don't know where it's at, y'all. You'll just have to trust. I'm just over here doing this. You just got off work? Hopefully it went by quick for you. Are you off weekends at least? Are you about to be big chilling? There it is. See? If I'm 6'7", then how tall is Alex Dono? Look at that. Outside of Caneswear. What's up, Michael? We're wrapping up, bro. That's got to be almost 7 foot. Dang. Yeah, man. He could have played center for the Miami Hurricanes. Yeah, or maybe he's on a stool. To be fair, you can't see what's underneath there. So he could have been on a stool. That's a good point. Oh, you're a barber too? Dang. Wearing multiple hats. Liar? I don't know. I'm showing the picture. So the pic of me and you. I don't. Yeah, they're not. They don't need any more proof than that. What's your costume for Halloween? I don't usually dress up, to be honest, but we are going to get Max a costume for sure. I got to dress him up. Dang, I should have done that, Polly. Our defense needs something. Maybe it's old Ed. Ed hangs around. With his son being on the staff. He pops in and out. He makes some appearances. And it's nice to have so many guys like that, jumping in. Michael Irving. You already have Taylor, actually like officially, on the staff coaching it up. Ed jumping in and out sometimes. Like, it's good. It's good. Yeah, we'll think about it, Tropical. I got some things in mind. Irvin, well, I like to add G's to things that don't have them and take them away from things that do have them. It's a Southern thing, That's what we do. Should have had Ed instead of Manny. So that's all I got for real. I don't know why I'm stalling. That's all I got. On all fours. Yeah, they did him dirty on that one. They did him dirty on that one. Oh, shoot. That was all over the internet. He's into it. What do you expect? Man, nobody's worried about how they look, like, in the heat of the moment in a big game like that. Heck, I don't care. Shoot. I'm just giving you a hard time, Melissa. Yeah, I think it's coming out on DVD, right? I better wrap it up. I'm wrapping it up. Hey, thank you for the love tonight. I know, that'd be me, Katie. I'm serious. That'd be me 100%. Guilty. Pensacane owning the board with the big 20. Thank you very much for the love, Pensacane. Corey Gray, Keith Parker, Daytime Cheese, Soggy Supreme, Javier, Eric, and Tropical. Thank you guys very much for the love tonight. And if you're watching this video after the fact, once we started talking way off topic, you probably already hit the door. But if you are, let me know your thoughts. Let me know. Answer some of the questions we talked about in the stream. I'd love to read what you guys have to say. No foosball for the Canes tomorrow. No foosball for the Canes, but we'll try to do the watch party. And I'm thinking, Pensacane, if I do a watch party, as long as I feel good enough to do so, we will do Ohio State, Oregon. I think we'll do Ohio State, Oregon. I think that's the play. You're fishing tomorrow. Yeah, and a lot of people, hey, man, be chilling. Yeah. Just be chilling and hanging out. But I think we'll do that one. That's the late game. It'll be hype. 2 versus 3. So we'll have a good time. So we'll be on. We'll be on here tomorrow. Do you want me to show y'all what Max is playing with real quick? Hold on. Here you go. He does. He has plenty of toys, but he likes to play. He likes to play with weird stuff. He goes around. He tries to go into the neighbor's yard and stuff, and he steals stuff. He legit steals stuff. He goes and he digs around and he picks stuff out. He'll come out sometimes with Nerf guns, shower heads, random stuff. Random stuff. It's
This is what it take to wear the U.
Oh my goodness.
Glad you guys got a bye. Refs could use a break from saving your rear ends.
Don't make me show them the picture, Joel. Don't make me show them the picture. We did a whole segment on your football team tonight, Joel. I almost feel like showing the slide one more time. I almost feel like showing that slide one more time. We did a whole segment on Florida State tonight. We sure did. Joel Davis. Joel swooping in last minute, stealing everybody's thunder. He said, nah, He said, it's going to be a Florida State fan on top of the board right there. I respect it. My man, Joel, showing me some love. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, my man. We actually had a pretty open, honest conversation, but I couldn't figure out. Can you tell me if this is an alternate logo real quick? Because I popped all of them in Photoshop, and when I showed this one, I didn't notice it at first. I don't know if it turned off the aspect ratio when I enlarged it, and it pulled, and it looks like bacon under his eyes. So I don't know, like, no, look, I just click and drag the logo over. So I don't know what happened. Kind of racist. I click and drag the logo over, and I made it big, and that's what it looked like. I don't know why there's bacon there, but if you wanna look this over, Joel, and tell me if it's accurate, I gave y'all some props. Look at this. Lost to Clemson after starting Brock Glenn, but was actually closer than many thought, myself included. It's a rivalry game, though. Miami wasn't great last year and only lost by 7, see? But we do have to be honest here, Joel. 128th in points per game at 14.8, and second to last in yards per carry at 2.2. Non-existent run game, poor tackling, too many explosive plays. We were real. Y'all are going to attack Joel. Joel can handle it. He can handle it. He knows what he's getting into when he jumps in here with a bunch of rowdy Miami fans. He knows what he's getting into.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
No.
Holy smokes!
That was easy.
He said he came in and did the, what's his name? The Dikembe Mutombo. And he said, no. Not tonight. By a penny. All right. I'll put you up there. All right.
You on the side of your helmet.
No way a cane outdoing me.
I'm turning it off. Okay, I'm turning it off. No, I'm turning it off. Listen. Joel Davis. Y'all are crazy, okay? Joel Davis, Pensacola, you guys are crazy. The rivalry even bleeds over into Super Chat donation wars. No, see, I'll cut them off. They know how I roll. Now, you do have to admit, though, guys, even Joel, I think, can admit this. When Pensacola came in and just said no, that was freaking hilarious. Because we had a long, drawn-out message about refs and break from saving Miami's rear end, and then Pensacola just comes in and he just says, no. Joel says, we aren't winning this year, but looking forward to the Doak takeover. But he came in with $199.99. And he says, no way a cane outdoing me. I appreciate y'all. You crazy, crazy people. Joel Davis, Pensacola, Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Can we show them some love? That helps Coop out more than you can imagine. I try to not push that stuff, but I truly do. I appreciate that. Pensacane, you didn't have to do it. Joel didn't have to do that. Y'all are something else. Good grief. I need.
This is what it take.
Hold on.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Tropical. Thank you for the love, Tropical. Hear me out, all right? You win, you do. I got you up there, Tropical. Thank you. I need, all right? I need Pensacane and Joel on video to get, well, I don't know. Pensacane, are you against being on video? Like, would you prefer to remain anonymous? I need some sort of showdown for Florida State week because this is not a shot. There's not going to be as much hype going into that rivalry game because, I mean, what's best case scenario for Florida State? Right? What's best case scenario? They've won one game, so let's say they beat Duke. Best case scenario, they have 2 wins. That's a 2-5 Florida State coming into Hard Rock to play an undefeated Miami Hurricanes. So we're going to need to generate some hype on the channel for the game that week to kind of help push it, you know. So we need people to get rowdy. You don't actually have to do that, Pensacane, but I just think it'd be funny if some people would jump on and go toe-to-toe with Joel. And we do like it gets all crazy and wild and heated, like that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Joel is good, people. It's all in good fun. There's one thing I can promise you about Joel, and that's that he can take a joke. See? Hey. Here's the thing about Joel. If you just remove the fact that he roots for Florida State, a bad football team that has really ugly colors, and the fact that he does not eat his steak well done, which is absolutely disgusting. I've watched him consume multiple. Literally, there was blood coming out of it when he was cutting it. If you take those two things away, he's actually a really cool guy. So see, you two have something in common. You both eat disgusting steaks, medium rare. So we need to meet up and go to Longhorn, Pensacane. This shrimp was pretty good. You want to know something funny I didn't tell you, Joel, real quick? You know how you ordered the appetizer at Longhorn Steakhouse, the shrimp? I had never had it without breading on it. And it was actually pretty good. But then I remember when you choked on the hot one. Oh man. Good times, making memories. So yeah, Pensacane. Hey, what's up? What's up, 24/7 Canes? Grilled. Okay, it was actually really good. And I had never had that before. I did not say that. For the record. I did not say the U is the B word. I didn't say that, and I won't. Not yet. I don't know, Javier. I don't know. Maybe this year. We'll see. But final closing thoughts. I'm serious. Joel with 199 and a 99. Pensacane with a 20 and a hundo going toe to toe. I got respect for both of those guys. Thank you. Truly, thank you. Football talk aside, it's been a tough week for me. I'm no pity party. We're wrapping it up. But I spent at least 2 days this week in bed with kidney pain and just being like, come on, like, Coop, get it together. Come on. And I wanted to upload more content this week, and I just couldn't make it happen.
This is what it takes.
So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me.
Your helmet.
Buy a hoodie.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for the 2. Thank you. I know. I just want to pee it out. Like, come on, let's get it over with. Let's do it tonight. Let's do it yesterday. It sucks it's happening during football season because I want to lock in. I want to focus. And it's very distracting. Very, very distracting. And I'm over it, man. I'm over it. I'll say the U is the B word. At least they act like it when they have one good season. Yeah. We're a different type of fan base, Joel, as you are very well aware. I actually wanted to upload a video this week that was about my trip to Tallahassee, and I just couldn't get myself to come in here and edit. I wanted to stay in the bedroom and sleep. Yep, I did. I followed up yesterday. 24/7 Canes. They're keeping an eye on it. What'd you say about the Renegade? I think that's what Joel got. I think you got the Renegade. Maybe not. Coop, keep running down FSU, and I'll tell them who bought a new FSU jersey. Well, would you look at the time, guys? Would you look at the time? Getting awful late. For the record, I have no idea what he's talking about. For the record. Renegade sirloin. I got just like the cheap sirloin. I think. But Joel bought. I'll give him some credit. Joel bought the food. He did. But we alternate. We arm wrestled the first time, and I think I beat him, so he paid. At Texas Roadhouse, and then the second time I paid at Kickback Jack's. And then he paid at Longhorn. I appreciate you, Josh. Yeah, Joel is one of the good Knowles. So is Nick. So is Knoll Squad. So is Briley. There's some good Florida State fans. There's some cool Florida State fans. They just, man, why didn't they pick a better team to root for? What is it like? Something happened. Something went wrong. At some point in their life, and anyways. All right, I'm out for real. All right, I love y'all. Appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, love y'all. Hey, Jack Snell is good people too. Hey. For the record, Jack Snell is also a nice Florida State fan. He's a good dude. He's realistic. He's honest. And he's a good dude as well. I know I'm missing some people. He's a good dude. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the watch party. There's video evidence, Joel. That's the thing. Here's what the people, look at it. Here's what the people don't know. See, Joel forgets that all of this is on camera. Behind enemy lines. I went in there and just trashed that place. I took everything off the rack and threw it in the floor. Oh, man. Sod Cemetery. All right. Love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.